everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more Jeskai control. This is kind of the stock list I have played before because I like where it is at and I want to run it back and kind of see how well we can do today. And disclaimer, I do not play the tightest today. I had to pick up my dog's ashes and I am probably not in the best mood to be recording, but I want to do anything else other than think about that, as some of you probably obviously know that feeling. But with that said and done, we are going to be playing some Jeskai control. We're just going to dive right into the matches. I hope you all enjoy them, and let's go game. All right, we get to go first here. Hand solid, we'll keep. Play the Surveil land. We don't know what we're against, so we'll just keep the Helix. Helix seems like a fine one to keep. Fabled Passage is weird, maybe mono black. Sometimes they do this. You know, mono black. World may never know. What's up? The top 3 cards I put one in your hand and the rest in your grave. That resolves. So it's Reanimator, I would assume. I hate when like all the spells move around because it's like, dude, what spell? What did they do? Please. Let's stock up here. Grab land. We'll grab the Regent. Hopefully, the idea with that is that we can play land and then maybe Regent on their end step to find the other lands. Rakdos, okay. So it is Reanimator. We're pretty confident in that. And we are not dropping any double counter spell type of situation at all. And there's a Sephiroth, which is also the Atraxa. Very cool. On our opponent's got on them. But here we're definitely passing. All we need to find, or all we want to find at this point is a flanker, so we can exile their graveyard and kind of work our way around that. We miss a land here. So either we want our counterspell to be good, or we want our Regent to be cast here. And it looks like our opponent may be struggling on the spells to find. We don't really care about second one of these. They're legendary, so you know, do what you gotta do, King. How many are we bending this time? This is the situation I was talking about where like we get to actually barrel this Regent. A lot of creatures in. Not a whole lot to keep in hand to keep the stuff going outside of that, it looks like. And there's the Faithful. Okay, well, shucks. I guess it's do this. Find land and Helix that thing. Alright. Discard a card here. Weirdly enough, I think in this matchup it's just stock up. The Biza. Ultima is got to go. And Helix here. We don't have double white, which is why we have to get rid of Ultima. They do play 2 of these, I think. So technically they can just barrel another one. The real issue is they can go for like a Zombify and then do that kind of nonsense. But we'll see what they do here. We really hope they go for it, which it looks like they're gonna. So we can actually counter this. Submit 0. That flips, so now they get haste, right? Right, yeah, sure. So we go for stock up, maybe? Because then I have counterspell since I drew the Shiko. My counterspell works +4. And now, like, a little part of me wants to grab this because it's obviously a really good way to win the game. And we'll just try to find the land along the way. And now we say go. Unfortunately, we used all of our blue, but we want to keep a get lost. Can't counter multiple instances of bringing stuff back. They're short 1 mana, but they're not short 1 mana again if they go the other way about it. I do have to do this one. Fortunately enough, I do have one to share with you. If they would put the creature on the stack, I would have to interact with it, and then they could like get around it by letting it get countered. Now we're going for a Revelation. If I do find a flanker, the game's also over. I do know that, but I haven't quite been fortunate enough to do that. even not necessarily over. Like, we at least buy ourselves time, right? We miss a land here, which is okay. We're holding the double counter spell now. Just showed us that they do play another reanimate type spell. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand, the rest into your graveyard. Tapping out for that? That seems pretty good for us, if I had to say so. They put this in the graveyard last turn. I'm not really sure why. Oh, yeah, there's just flashback for 7. Racks and everything in there. 28 cards left. Veil land, sure. At some point, they're just going to be able to play some stuff, you know? And there's our land, and our Revelation's ready to go. Maybe not the tightest game I've ever played in my entire life, but pass. I understand I have to discard a card here. I think Biza's probably out of the question of ever really being relevant. This is by far the best way this could have gone. So now we can return this because it doesn't counter and we deal 4 damage to them. Hey, flanker. Now that you know. Now that you know where we're at. That's pretty sweet. 3 damage, or would you like to discard a card? Sure. I just gave haste. Alright, sure. Got rid of a different Bitter Triumph. That's an interesting little situation there, huh? Shiko, if they go for Valgavoth. So it seems like Valgavoth's their play. So I'm going to play a Shiko here. And I'm going to cast back a stock up. Now I could go for this Revelation, but if they go for a Graveyard Reanimate spell, we just get to obviously jam our flanker. If they don't, then we just get to do literally anything else. So in turn here, I have to discard 2 cards. It's going to be land 1 and probably Get Lost. Then again, if they go for Valgavoth, we just counter it. If they go for a Graveyard Reanimate spell, we obviously do other things than that. But yeah, we'll counter it with the spell that's losing value quickly. Hey, you know, I will say, for a 9-mana spell to be Discovering X, we've gotten pretty lucky. Overall, let us just play our Surveil land. We can make this creature pretty much useless. Can I cast this and do that? No, I cannot. So I guess it's just Get Lost here. The combat for 7, then hold on for dear life. Hold on, brother. Okay. Take out target player's graveyard. They're all gone now. And we have the counter spell ready. Sure. Huh. Sure. How about 4? And Jeskai Revelation for 4 damage. Very cool. We get there. That's pretty awesome. Kind of a tough game, but we'll move on. Are the tails true? We'll actually keep, weirdly enough. Counterspell on 2 seems good. Revelation can always kind of be like barreled away. Ooh, boy. Counterspell on 2 might be too slow. And the land's away. Get rid of them. Against rabbits, we might get overran too quickly. Play helixes and stuff. Obviously, keeping this is a bit questionable, but it's just so weird. The meta is obviously a lot more widespread now than what it used to be a little while ago, so it's a bit harder to just like lock down. And there's the helix that we were talking about. It We'll see what comes in. Might have to just counter a spell right now, especially like a kicked All Patrick crew. Exactly. So submit 0 on this. I ain't showing them nothing, brother. But move that. Obviously, if we could find a lockdown, that'd be great. Lock down one of those cards that rotates, but there's a replacement immediately for, kind of like Sunfall. There's a replacement for it as well. Here's where I think we barrel this. It can activate this, I think, is the pause. I don't know what else it would be. But we've slowed them down quite a bit, it seems. Yeah, and they're just activating here to pump that a little bit. So we take 1. This means our region's going to be good. Oh, just keep playing out our good lands. These are so awesome once you play like one surveil land. It's just so good. Will they knight here? They sometimes play knight. Sometimes they don't. They play a paw. All right. That resolves. We do have to find something. I'm taking a lot of damage thanks to this token here. 7. Could be a get lost themselves, to be honest. Or, okay, they're pumping there. Yeah, that makes sense. Imp lockdown. No sirree, no sir how. Okay, so we have to probably get rid of a land here. We miss again, which is like definitely an acceptable thing. Oh, we're just jam a Shiko here. Shiko going to get Helix, and Helix has to answer the token. If you're curious why the token, it's the only thing it grows these, right? So they'll be smaller on this attack. And then, unfortunately, I probably should have got rid of a Surveil land. Because now I could just hard cast this, even though that doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to be the winning play somehow. Does it feel like it should be the winning play? What do we have? Good card? Shelter by Ghost, sure. Yeah. I guess we surveil, cast this, try to lock down. Would just be close enough, huh? Unfortunately, we do not hit it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I feel like we know how this match goes. We either lock down them and they fold immediately, or we don't and we eventually die. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything weirdly different that I would have done. I wouldn't have discarded this, I guess, but it is what it is. Even a Biza would have been so good here, because Biza could block here, and then I could just chump block, and then it'd buy me a whole other turn. But yeah, either way, unfortunate. I don't know, it's best of one, right? Like, sometimes you have to keep these kind of riskier hands, because they're just so high paying off. Is it? Twist Spear. Okay. That's why you keep them. But weirdly enough, I have enough for Helix here, which is quite funny. There's going to be a Vivi pile. If they swing 1, we allow it. We don't respond until, like, they double commit here. Sure. They even double commit. I mean, that's a way better card to answer. Although, do I just answer them under a lockdown? Probably. Why waste my Helix there? Like, I know I can cast lockdown. Don't you dare lie to me. Draycatcher. So somebody just cut the Corey Steals from their deck and then just slapped in Vivi probably and said, good luck, soldier. I don't blame them. Oh, they're even still on Slick Shot. Okay. Their Storm. They literally, that's all they did. Actually, never mind. They just cut Corey Steal and probably put in Vivi and said, all right. Or they just played this and Draycatcher because the plan before was never to do that. So a little part of me wants to just Day of Judgment it, but I kind of want to save Day of Judgment for a pop of this. So do I just like Helix here and then call it a day? I think so. I might be being a little too greedy with this, but they do play Into the Flood Maw that can 100% bounce our lockdown, which I'm afraid of. And if their turn was just like attack me for 2, I was just going to wheel this so I can kind of guarantee hit lands. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Sure. Maybe my Helix is also still good, right? So. And if it's Spell Pierce, I still have 2 mana. Alright, sweet. So, we basically negated the turn with the Helix. Pretty awesome for us. Another Drake Hatcher, sure. So, don't get to necessarily do what we want, but I guess I could just Day of Judgment here and just blow those up and call it a day. Stock up is worst situation for us. They just, like, barrel stock up here. Sure. That doesn't feel near as bad. Obviously, we'll go for a stock up after this. Once we can kind of get a Shiko down, I feel pretty solid. Honestly, is it play Shiko, Helix this, and just protect ourselves with a Shiko? That seems like the best course of action. A 4/5 Vigilance creature that can just take the game over. So that even if they do bounce our lockdown, we don't have to worry about monster rage anymore. So having a Shiko as a blocker is actually a solid plan now. I remember when it used to just be like, if you ever played a Shiko in a spot like that, you're probably just losing. But, you know, it's okay. So they have leveled this up fully. So I am going to play this. Even though they get to buy it back, I'm going to make them pick it up. I thought about picking up my Shiko. I just don't think it's worth it here. I don't know how they're going to deal with our entire board. And I have nothing really of value to get back. Like, if I cast this, I still can't do this. But, yeah, I mean, 10 damage on board. You have to figure it out. I'm not letting make a ton of dudes. So, with that said, we win that game pretty handily, which is pretty cool. Alright. Helix is online on turn 2. Stock up on 3. Kind of Regent situation. Maybe temporary lockdown would be good. We'll definitely keep a land, even though it doesn't actually use our lockdown. Seems like maybe the mirror, which isn't necessarily that fun. One of us. Oh, it's artifacts. Okay. We do play Ultima, which we actually can do a lot of good with. I think I have to hold this counter spell up, which is honestly a great draw here. And then we can start digging for Ultima. I do think I want my turns to go counter spell, into stock up, into Shiko, maybe stock up again, find Ultima, and then defend myself on the turn I go for Ultima. So this is the weird part where I have to counter this. Because if I don't, they get a land and the repurposing bay is online. Where if I shut that down, I do get myself one more turn. I don't have anything to counter. I won't find anything, so I might as well do this in case I find a surveil land I want to play. Which I do find. Get lost isn't going to do me any good. Then I guess I just take extra counter spell to kind of play towards the plan I talked about. We play the surveil land. It's like weird because I want to keep this because obviously once we Ultima we have to defend ourselves, but I still have to find Ultima because I'm not going to be able to keep up that well. Temporary lockdown does buy me a turn, I guess. So I can temporary lockdown and then hold up a counter spell. Yeah, because once they play Synthesizer, they're not popping the Synthesizer, right? Like, why would you do that? But, sure. And just like that, we're leading into a pretty solid turn here. Where we have double counterspell, and we have the kind of card to back it up. Second Synthesizer would be best for us, but that'll do as well. I'm not going to reveal Shiko. I'm going to reveal kind of the other one that we could cycle away. Our opponent has a counterspell up. I think I just pass for now. Yeah. I think my plan's to barrel this and then Regent. Again, we're still just digging for the Ultima. There's a snare just to make one Synthesizer token. Let's see what we find when we do this. Oh, there's an Ultima, so I think I'll just let it go. Hard to get rid of here. Dragonstorm, maybe. That instantly resolves, so I'm gonna let that go as well. Oh, they're even full committing here. They're taking the chance to do stuff. Go for a sad robot. Yeah, that's all good. Sad robot's kind of sucks, obviously, for us. A land is best draw, not close. Okay, an untapped land. Maybe I should have specified. My bad. I'll take that land for an Ultima here. Blow up everything in the turn. Now it's their turn. And then we have Revelation to kind of do some stuff with. There's a Synthesizer. Did they have a thing to give it value? That's what matters. They do, but maybe not the best thing of all time, right? You play land, and then I pass. Revelation can return a spell. United Battlefront. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well, update. Let's try to Helix this. That resolves. Okay. Then we must counter this. Yeah, let's wheel here. Any of those at random could probably be our discard. And now we can kind of guarantee that their hand sucks. Repurposing Bay. Okay. We can... Sure, this is fine-ish. Like, I'm not pumped about this, but it is what it is. What do you have for 4? Oh, Sad Robot again. Okay, to be honest, I wasn't entirely sure it was gonna be Sad Robot, but sure. We can now go 4 damage, return. Yeah, dude. Yes, I wanted to pick the same permanent. Thank you. All right, well, that is annoying. I should have known it was going to do that too. It always does. I don't know why I, like, punted that. I was thinking about my temporary lockdown play. So I just threw it into the sun, I guess. What to do now? I don't even know. I guess just play Shiko and defend myself for a turn. I've fully through this game to some extent, which sucks. Maybe I was supposed to counter it, but I guess I'll take this and a Surveil land. Finding all the lands now. It's a bit unfortunate. Honestly, sure, I'll attack like this. Then we can go ahead and Helix here, maybe. Sure. Go for it. Go ahead. I, like, just can't believe that's how this game's kind of going to unfold. Sure. Talking our Shiko is actually great for us. Enough. You can always just get right back to it. You have a 6 mana artifact? Oh yeah, they're playing that. I forgot that they're playing that, to be honest. Sure. Huh. Sure. It all resolves. Yep. Huh. Another land, why not? That's not gonna do me any good. Do what to do. Any of these lands at random. I can stock up and temporary lockdown. I can't remember if I played 1 or 2 Ultimas now. And now it's like bothering me because I don't know if I actually have another out. Which sucks objectively, but... You got it, dude. Get that 3-3 in here. Play the bore each other to death game. Maybe nothing really of value to bring back. Yeah, just having to use the exile effects. Sure. Maybe not the best choice of all time, considering now if this gets removed, I just get to lock down your board at instant speed. But I'll take it. Another land here. God and Shiko, who knows? Maybe we'll find another surveil land. We want stock up, of course. Don't need more land. In the turn, I suppose. I don't actually know if I have another Ultima. Sure. Sure. It's gonna happen, dude. You gonna make a lot of constructs here? Gonna make a few. That's for sure. Gonna make a few. That is 100% for sure. Let all this happen because obviously we want our temporary lockdown back. After all this is said and done. Our poor Shiko, dude. Come on now. Guess so. We have a Shiko. Looks. Very lockdown, ETB. Here. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, good card. Sorta. Like, it is a good card. How's that end up working? I have no idea. I mean... weirdly enough, we can return this and deal 4 to this. I said because it becomes a 3/3. Honestly, I think at this point we kind of just have to start putting stuff base. Any amount of damage that we can shuffle through, it's just gotta happen. Here, I guess. How do I get rid of that? What am I doing? Whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I have it locked down and stuff. It'll be okay. Discard Ibiza. I also have another one of these, so I'm not that worried. Honestly, the more they just tap out to make constructs over and over again, the better off I will be, actually. But definitely just kind of a slight punt from your boy. Oh, what a weird game. Oh, temporary lockdown in your deck. Okay, sure. They get so much stronger when they find the artifact one, which is kind of crazy to think about. Decizer, what are we exiling with this, I wonder? It seems like a scary permanent to exile, because once this comes back, you're like, I just start bouncing everything. Repurposing Bay. Okay. Exiling nothing here. They know I put temporary lockdown back in my hand. Oh, I guess that gets to come back for free. Sure. Sure indeed, big dog. Sure indeed. Let's go temporary lockdown. And I think I have a loop that they honestly can't really beat. Which is why it doesn't really matter all that much. I don't know. 0. Then I just go to combat for 4. Then I say, go ahead. I don't have a counter spell. Now I wish I did, because obviously a board wipe could happen, but they don't really play many of those. Cards in my deck is oh, we do have a 3 steps ahead. Is it actually possible I can get to that at 19? It's what, 1 2 3 6, so it's the 13th card down. We can go 3 deep here. I don't know. I also have lethal in the air. They have like a land to kind of try to stop me if they pay attention to it. Game's got messy. I've made some blunders. They might have made a few. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about, where it kind of doesn't matter. I'm not going to wheel this, by the way, because I can't. I need my regents available. But this is where, like, I'm just going to play a temporary lockdown, lock up this board, play a regent, pick up a regent. Go that route. But on the second cycle through. Regents are ETBs. Kind of talk about it a bit more when it kind of comes to it. But, yeah. All this here, we're just going to attack, see what's up. Got another thing to do here. You do. Again, I will temporary lockdown this. I also don't think... Yeah, alright, sweet. I actually get to show a really cool trick here. So, these are 16/16s. In blue-white, there's not really a way for them to give it haste. So, that's whatever. Sure. That made your creature better. But yeah, so we get to do something pretty sweet here. I will go regent. Right. They wanted to give it flying is why. I will return this back to your hand. On there. And I can return... Literally nothing matters, I guess. I don't know. This, I suppose. So then my regent will re-enter. And then I can do their snare. And then this regent. Then this, I will just submit 0 on. Go to combat. I will attack for this. And then I will cast temporary lockdown. I meant to bring this back, but I just didn't, I suppose. Yeah, that's the thing I punted away. But I'll grab another lockdown, it's fine. And then we grab a helix as well. Alright, sweet. Yeah, I meant to play lockdown first and then do that because that's what we needed. But now they can actually take care of our lockdown, but we have another snare or another regent. This lockdown has been bullying all these the entire time. They just have to find an answer or like stall the game out. But I just don't think they can. As long as I have all these regents. A way to constantly answer this stuff. 17 cards left. We were actually so far like ahead of them through our deck. But they've actually turned through their deck. That's crazy. Interesting game. An interesting game. One more Ultima also, which is in the game. But, you know, that's besides the point. Are you going to get lost by lockdown? Maybe they're realizing they should have eaten the lockdown? Sure. I think my plan is to deck them. I'm gonna run them out of cards. Helix upstairs. The game is starting to run really slow. I can feel it. We're at 36, by the way, but it doesn't matter when you're staring at half your life total on 2 creatures. Hey, there's a counter spell that kind of doesn't do much, but it does counter a counter spell here. Done. I guess this. Forcing him to do this every single time is pretty funny, in my opinion, but. And then, obviously, just, I don't know. Sure, I'll make you do your temp lockdown. You can have that back. That's all yours. You own that card now. Now, temp lockdown. It's just, you have a removal spell for the lockdown. No, because they can get lost to lockdown in response. Saw Blades is a token, so it's gone forever as well. I guess I could have been bouncing those, knowing that they are just full-scale tokens at the end of the day. But we'll pass. You have a chance to block with this land and make a treasure. Okay. 15 to 15. Ooh, we'll figure it out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards to that, so we can guarantee get it. If we need it. Both Revelations are gone because I punted the first one. One Ultima is gone. This is fun. This is very good for them. I would like to look at half my library. Seems good. In there, sure. Are we going through the cycle again? Indeed we are. That all resolves. How many constructs did one temporary lockdown exile this entire game? That resolves as well. Resolve all. Oh. Sure. Counter it. I didn't reveal it. That's funny. Oh, you're doing Chico? Oh, that's actually better for me. This is any permanent, right? So is there a reason we're not just like getting rid of the lockdown? Goes under there. Clicks. Here and here, I guess. Clicks. Then I could technically just play a Biza and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, obviously we're going to lock down. And then I am on the way. Also, does Nexus sack for mana? I didn't know that. No, Nexus didn't sack. Oh, the treasure. They had a treasure. 2 Saw Blades. Yeah. Sure. Oh, wait, I didn't actually bring it back. No! Wait, I punted. I messed up. My opponent's just smart. I actually did do that. That's crazy. I don't know if it matters, but it probably does. I hope it does. I really do. I can't believe I did that. Oh, it's okay. Sorta. I can't believe I put them all back. I forgot to return it back. And they didn't equip, so we're fine. You're telling me after all this time, there was an Ultima? I want to see if they concede to the Ultima. I have to see if they concede to the Ultima. After all this time, I would like to do this. Bro, like, are we serious? There are 4 unknown cards. Good game. That was crazy. Unfortunate for them. And the fact that I even punted as well. Wow. I just didn't return one back because I didn't think I played them all for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. We win. It is 2 in the morning now. Holy, I need to go. All right, everyone. So I would argue today might have been one of the worst times or worst iterations of me playing Control. I feel like there's probably a lot for me to go back and look at. It's going to be like a tough edit. You know, I talked about a lot of things and then I just kind of made some misplays. I'm playing pretty late at night. Have to, if you know about my doggo and stuff, I had to pick up the ashes today. So maybe not in the greatest of moods after all said and done because we got the pup cremated. But obviously it's been a while since then. So I've been obviously a lot better if people were curious at all. But with all that said and done, I might not have played the cleanest. It's okay. We came out winning more than we lost. I did end up playing against a lot of mirrors, which was like blue-white control and us. So it was, do we have a counterspell for Jace? And also, like, that deck just doesn't exist after rotation. So I kind of cut them. We split it. We went 50-50. I answered it all the first time. And then the second time, they just, like, randomly jammed the Jace on the turn. I was holding 4 mana up, done nothing. And they're like, jam it. And I was like, all right, you got me. I don't have a counterspell, so you get it. Like, sure. And we lost that game. So it was also just a lot of like land pass. So if you're curious about some of the other games we might have played, with all that said and done, this is where we're at. The lands, I think, are the only thing it really. No, our lands are also rotation safe as well, I believe. Yeah, the only thing it leaves is temporary lockdown, but we have a replacement for it. And then I think that's the only thing it leaves, right? Yeah, temporary lockdown is the only card that rotates out of this deck for us, so pretty okay with that overall. I mean, there is a replacement for it directly. The only downside is that replacement is an artifact, which Ultima does indeed blow up, but oftentimes if we use a temporary lockdown and it's really good, Ultima's probably not needed, right? But the opposite is true. If this card's not good, then Ultima's 100% needed. So there's kind of like a back and forth there that we have to evaluate. But with all that said and done, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.